Hey, second graders, welcome to day 4. We are going to be gathering and collecting information about milkweed today. Remember, yesterday we talked about that storyboard and how you can have a positive impact on our environment by planting milkweed. So, remember, our goal tomorrow or by the end of the week is that we are writing an informational paragraph that talks about how humans have a negative impact, but we really want to focus on that positive impact that humans can have. And they can do that by planting milkweed. So you get to experience that and you get to write about it as well. So you do need your notebook and a pencil to take some notes again today. And I'm going to read through the slides and then we'll take some notes that are important. Remember, when we're trying to write an informational paragraph, we want to write down facts or information that might be surprising or interesting or new information to people because not everyone knows how precious monarchs are and how marvelous milkweed really is. We know that monarchs are pollinators, and pollinators are what help make the food that humans eat. So monarchs are important to us, and not everybody knows that. So if not everyone knows that, they probably also don't know that milkweed is important as well. So today we're collecting facts on milkweed and why it's important and possible ways that it's being negatively taken away due to humans. So let's get started. Think of all the times the milkweed plant is mentioned in the story of the monarch's amazing change from tiny caterpillar kids to beautiful butterflies. Is it mentioned 6 times, 10 times, or is it mentioned more than 20 times? The milkweed is mentioned so often because it is so very, very important to monarch butterflies. Without milkweed fields, there would be no monarch butterflies at all. Milkweed is as important to monarchs as fresh water is to people. So I'm going to be writing that down. If there's no milkweed, or those two ideas down, if there was no milkweed, there would be no monarchs. And I also wrote down water to people is the same as milkweed to monarchs. They need it just like we need water. No matter how much other food there is, people cannot survive without water. That's why we all work so hard to keep our water fresh and polluted. The same is true for milkweed and monarchs. As a host plant, milkweed serves as the birthplace and then the food for monarch caterpillars, nourishing them so they can grow up to be beautiful monarch butterflies. Remember, friends, milkweed is the only place that monarchs will lay their eggs. So it serves as a habitat, so that's why they call it a host. It serves as a habitat, and then that's the only food that those caterpillars can eat. So it's a habitat as well as their food source. So if we don't have milkweed, we're taking all the essential things they need in order to survive. High above the fields, female monarchs search for milkweed with eagle eyes. Remember, mama monarchs only lay their eggs on milkweed leaves. So we want to record that. The baby caterpillars only eat milkweed. Milkweed is also food, but it is also a habitat. That's so important to make note of. Then, once the caterpillars hatch from their eggs, milkweed is the only plant the baby caterpillars eat. They don't eat tall grass or jagged oak leaves or spirals leaves from lilies, just milkweed. Milkweed does more than just help baby caterpillars grow up into beautiful butterflies. It also protects monarchs by making them poisonous. So we want to add that it works as protection. So I'll reread that so that we understand that a little bit better. Milkweed does more than just help baby caterpillars grow into beautiful butterflies. It also protects monarchs by making them poisonous, and it makes them taste icky or terrible to their predators like birds that might otherwise like a tender caterpillar or butterfly snack. So thank goodness for milkweed, because when they eat it, it makes them actually poisonous or taste gross to other predators. That's pretty cool. So it helps protect them as well. Milkweed and monarchs go together, but they need our help. When we clear fields, build malls, and protect crops, we kill monarchs and we kill their milkweed. Somehow we do need to find a balance between keeping people happy and keeping the milkweed alive and the butterflies safe. The good news is that it's not too late for each of us to make a difference in helping the monarchs wherever we live. So some of the notes that I wrote down today, friends, was that without milkweed there would be no monarchs. Water to people is the same as milkweed to monarchs. Milkweed is like water. Food and habitat and baby caterpillars all kind of work as one. Remember, if there is no milkweed, there's no habitat, there's no food, and there's no protection because that milkweed makes them taste icky. So when we think about all that we've learned this week, at the beginning of the week, we learned about how humans can be a positive as well as negative impact. We learned a lot about the negative impacts. Then we shifted our learning to learning about how humans, we take up a lot of space, and that's called urban development. And we learned about that with our storyboard. And then we started talking about what happens with that urban development, and that takes away habitats of insects. And what we're focusing on today is that important piece of what you're doing to make a positive impact on our environment, second graders. You're planting milkweed. You're being a positive person in this world to help our pollinators, help our monarchs, so that we can all be safe, happy, and healthy. So at the end of today's lesson, friends, just make sure that you review your notes. And then tomorrow what we're going to do with that is we're going to compile all of our information into an introduction, a body, and a conclusion, talking about the positive impact that you're making on our community. Can't wait to read them. See you tomorrow.